Hello, my name is Anna, but you can call me Anchi, and welcome to the Binge on Self-Love podcast. I hope you're all doing really well, taking care of yourself, trying your best, and taking a good care of your mental health, just as about your physical health. The topic I want to cover today is an especially important one, and that's because so many people find it okay, or even worse, they find it funny to comment on someone's food choices, on someone's portion sizes, on someone's diet. I've recently experienced that on multiple occasions, both comments on me and my eating habits, just as well as witnessing such comments towards other people. And those comments were triggering to me in many ways. One, to my eating disorder voice, but also they made me really upset because I hate when people make these comments. So let's talk about it today, shall we? Hi there, my name is Anna, but you can call me Anchi, and I'm a host of the Binge on Self-Love podcast. If this is your first time listening, welcome and thank you so much for being here. And if you've tuned in before, it's great to have you back. Binge on Self-Love podcast started with me in my bedroom, recording and sharing my journey with binge eating disorder and with procrastination. But we are so much more than our eating disorder, and we are so much more than our problems. So this podcast is essentially about accepting yourself and everything that comes with it. Growth, pain, relationships, boundaries, habits, comparison, body image, confidence, you name it. Plus, you'll catch me having some insightful conversations with fantastic guests who open up and share their stories. So make sure to subscribe to the Binge on Self-Love on your favorite platform and join me every Tuesday for a brand new episode. Binge on Self-Love podcast is intended for informational purposes only. It doesn't provide professional medical advice, and it is not a substitute for diagnosis or treatment. Let me start with the comments that I've recently heard. Either they were meant for me or they were targeted to someone I was with. Do you always eat this little? Is this enough for you? Are you going to eat all of this? Wow, you really outdid yourself today with this portion. We'll need to do some extra exercise after eating all of this. Oh, you're eating super healthy. You have a strong willpower. And just to make it clear, I'm translating these into English, so it may sound a little weird, but I hope you get the point. I don't understand how someone thinks it's okay to comment on someone else's food. First of all, why do you care about how much or how little someone eats, what food choices they make, how many times a day they eat, unless it's of course like your kid and you're worried and you are responsible for the way they eat, then I assume it's kind of justifiable, but this definitely was not the case. Second of all, you have no freaking idea what relationship that particular person has with food and with their body. They may be totally okay with your comment, they may totally ignore it, or they may have a rocky relationship with food you know nothing about, and your comment could become a trigger for some unhealthy thoughts or some unhealthy behavior patterns. The thing is, we have no idea what anyone is going through or went through, therefore we should not make those comments. Unfortunately, I'm sure a lot of us either had experienced or experience comments from other people on what and how much or how little we eat. Sometimes these comments are made by family members during family gatherings. Sometimes they can be done by a friend who says it as a joke, or other times they can be made by strangers. And even though there's usually no bad intention behind it, it's completely useless to have these comments. Plus, it can actually be really hurtful to someone. Have you ever thought about that saying someone, you're eating too little or you're eating too much, that people can actually take these as compliments, as a reassurance that eating little means good and that by starving themselves, they'll become skinnier, and the skinnier they are, the more validation they get from others. Or maybe if you imply that someone eats too much, that it may trigger negative feelings towards themselves, that they may feel embarrassed, ashamed, they may feel like there's something wrong with them. And the very important thing that I think people don't really realize is that whether someone, you, me, or anybody else eats too little or too much is highly, highly subjective. And just because you have your benchmark, it doesn't mean it's the right one or that everybody else has the same one like you. We all have different needs, and your needs are probably much different from my needs, and my needs are probably different from someone else's needs. My personally favorite comment, saying with all the possible sarcasm I have in me, is, "I couldn't eat all that." Well, you know what? Thank you for your totally useless comment that nobody needs to hear and nobody cares about. I don't care. When will people finally understand that someone else's body and someone else's food choices are none of their business? The danger of all of it lies in the fact that you simply don't know what relationship with food that person has. Maybe they have a healthy relationship with food, maybe they don't care, but maybe they are trying to heal their relationship with food and with their body image. And maybe by making these comments, you can trigger feelings they've been trying so hard to overcome. And most importantly, you most likely don't know what they are going through. So that's exactly the reason why you shouldn't say anything in the first place. Also, there are many other reasons why that person may eat in a different way than you. They may have food allergies, food intolerances, or simply they chose a way of eating that's different from yours. When people were making these comments the first time, I tried to explain myself, like why I eat the way I do, that I used to struggle with binge eating disorder, and that I used to be vegan for a really long time, and that I'm not anymore, and that I sometimes don't feel like eating meat, etc. The more that I've thought about it, the more I came to realize that I don't need to explain myself to anybody. Like, what the hell? Why do you care? Why do you make these comments? I don't come here and I don't comment on anything about you. What I eat, how often I eat, how much or how little I eat is no one else's business but mine. I know these comments are incredibly uncomfortable to deal with. They can be triggering for many people, and most importantly, these comments are just super useless. They have like no point, no value in them. Why do you keep making them? So how can we do better? Not making those comments. It's as simple as that. Imagine how would you feel if someone went and commented on something that you feel insecure about? If you feel concerned about someone, about their eating habits, I think that there are more better ways how to share your honest worries with them. Commenting on their food or making fun of their eating habits definitely don't belong among them. So to sum it up, please, 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 please don't comment on someone's eating habits, food choices, portion size. Don't comment on someone having seconds. Don't comment on someone having dessert when you feel full and you feel like you can't have dessert. Don't comment on anyone's plates, please. You never know what relationship that person has towards food, towards themselves, or what they are going through. Your comments can be particularly harmful to someone who's been trying to recover from disordered eating, eating disorder, or who's trying to heal their relationship with their body. So please keep that in mind the next time you feel like commenting on someone's food. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please make sure to subscribe to the Binge on Self-Love podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube so you don't miss any future episodes. Until then, take care and talk to you soon.